Cross over to Asaba, Delta State, where Ikenna Amaechi, our correspondent, is there. Ikenna, how far has it gone with results from the various local governments in the state?
Good evening, Mike. It has been a hectic day for us. It has been a long day, and the collation started on Sunday evening around 6, and from there we have done about 22 local government areas, and the result has been coming up very well. And I would say that the percentage of people voting is actually a shortfall from the number we expect, because of the fact that about 2.8 million registered voters collected their PVCs. That's about 3.2 million registered voters in Delta State. And from the voting so far, it has shown that about a little above 20% cast their votes for their preferred candidate. And it has been really, not what is expected, because of the fact that a lot of first-time voters actually participated in this poll, and we expected the numbers to go higher than that. But all the same, it has been, a pretty result we've been getting from the local government. We've gotten from the Delta North area, Delta North District, and from Delta Central. We are just awaiting some result. That's 3 local government from Delta South, and that is where we are right now. And it has really been going really. A party is dominating, and while another is taking up the other a position of 6, while the other one is taking about 16 local governments so far. And we are still here waiting for about 3 local governments, and we know that on Sunday there's an extension of a particular local government because of late arrival of material. That's Warri South local government, and election has to be held on Sunday morning, even Sunday afternoon. So that is one of the results that is being expected. And of course, Warri Southwest and Isoko North. Those are the local governments we are still awaiting right now, but we are still at the INEC headquarters here in Asaba waiting for those results. And I can tell you, Mike, that of the results released so far, we have some incidents that are really funny that you want to know about. Like the last local government, we have Ward 1. Ward 1, entire Ward 1 was actually no voting in that place because of, they said INEC officials were attacked and materials were carted away with, and then there was no voting. About 1,572 eligible voters were disenfranchised from that local government, and it's something really not too good. And in Sapele local government area too, we have some issues also that rear its ugly head, making some voters not to cast their vote. We know in Ward 4, about 5 units in that ward, voting didn't take place because of the SPO was actually held hostage, and then because of when he arrived, it's the people there, the voters say they don't have the result sheet, so they will not vote until they get the result sheet. So a lot of incidents here and there that are causing really people not to, exercise their franchise. But so far so good. The result has been coming, and we are waiting. There's 3 local government area, and then the collation will go up from here to Abuja, where the final result will be announced. Mike.
All right, now Ikenna, it's good you gave us all of this updates. In the areas where elections didn't hold, is there any plan to reschedule? Can you clarify that for us, if there's a rescheduled date for elections to hold there, or it's been cancelled and that is how it is?
For what I hear from the officials of from INEC, those places were actually cancelled because of as far they say that the people didn't allow for voting to take place. It is no fault of the electoral body. So election did not hold in those places. The places that election were extended to Sunday, which actually held and results have been expected, they say it's because of INEC late arrival of material in those areas, and INEC is duty bound to actually make sure that election are held in those places, and that is in Warisat and election held. But those places that I told you, especially in Saple, where a lot of voters were disenfranchised, there's a particular place in Ward 1, they said a staff of INEC was held hostage, and and then there's a place that they said BIVAS didn't work, but and then the people didn't allow for the election to take place. So, and there's a place that they're supposed to reschedule the election, but the people said they don't want the INEC officials to come to that area. So for the safety of the officials, it didn't go there, and election didn't take place. So that's to tell you that there's not going to be a rescheduling of election in those areas, according to INEC officials here in Delta State. Mike.
All right. On Saturday, on the day of election, the INEC chairman in Abuja addressed the press, and he talked about, he informed us of 2 BIVAS machines either being snatched or were taken away or something. Can you let us know what happened to the snatching of BIVAS machines somewhere in Delta State?
This local government, Oshimili South local government, 2 BIVAS machine on that presidential on Saturday. And for the INEC Resident Electoral Commission, when we talked to him about it on that Saturday, he said that he's going to, he's pleading with those who stole the BIVAS machine, even though it was replaced on that day for election to go on, appealing to those who stole the BIVAS machine to return them, because it's going to be deployed for the governorship election, which is coming up on March 11th. So for now, what I can tell you about that BIVAS machine is still missing, and INEC is appealing to those who stole those machines to return them for usage, because it will not actually make any meaning to them by them having it in their custody. So INEC is appealing to them to return that those BIVAS machines. Mike.
All right. Before I let you go, you talked about the fact that there has been a low turnout of voters, and it wasn't exactly what people expected. What could be responsible from your interaction? What is responsible for this low turnout of voters?
I wouldn't really put it to a particular thing, because one, there's no threat of insecurity in Delta State, and two, we had a lot of people that are voting for the very first time. I know I interviewed a lot of young people, very enthusiastic for the vote, and cast their votes for the very first time in their life. I met a particular woman who came with a daughter from a village, and she was expecting to cast her vote, but because of in that particular unit she registered a lot of voters in that unit, so the crowd there was much, so she couldn't cast her vote. But we expected that that the turnout will actually be more than what we saw in 2019. Because of the many first-time voters, but I can't attribute it to a particular thing that made people not to come out to exercise their franchise on a day like this. But all the same, perhaps in future, more publicity on, and of course, the fact that some people didn't even get to collect their PVC, but we have a record number of PVC collection, because out of the 3.2 million voters, registered voters in Delta State, 2.8 million collected their PVCs. So we expect that the number of turnouts will be more than the one we are seeing recorded in this collation center right now. Mike.
All right, Ikenna Amaechi, thank you so much. From what we see, it seems it's going to be a long night waiting for all the results to come in. But of course, this is the assignment for now. But we thank you for keeping faith and ensuring that the assignment is completed. Thank you very much, Ikenna.